acknowledge only public business matters lawfully exempt from open meeting requirements under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion to convene into the closed session were heard, discussed, or considered during closed session. Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Stitt?
Yes.
Dr. Eady?
Yes.
Ms. Kimbrough?
Yes.
Ms. Carson?
Yes.
Dr. Corbett?
Yes.
Mr. Tackett?
Yes.
Mr. Farley? Okay. I'm good.
All right. So let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda.
Second. All in favor? I'm going to awards, recognitions, commendations, introductions, etc.
Okay, so first we have the 2025 VSBA Southern Regional Art Contest.
Am I up?
Yes.
John L. Hare created this beautiful artwork, and it was chosen to represent the elementary school at the Virginia School Board Association Southern Regional Art Contest on March 26th. She did a beautiful job. Come on up here. Do y'all want to take a picture?
Yes.
Come on up here, John L.
Oh, I want to, can you do that?
Come on. Stand up here.
Ms. Martin, can you move in a little closer if you could be a picture to the table? Thank you.
Ready? You want to try one more time?
And does she get to take this now, or?
Yeah, you probably should take it. Okay, but we can leave it here if you think that we would love to have it here in central office, I'm sure.
And
She
hang it
may
up.
want it
That's,
at home.
Well, she can have it, she can have it back, we don't need to.
can they hang it for a little while, maybe?
Just-
Okay, all
Okay.
right, for a little while.
Thank y'all.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. The girls' basketball team and track team.
Coming up here?
Where you come?
Whatever you want to come. Oh, it's my turn. I'm ready. Okay. Girls varsity basketball team. The Prince Edward girls basketball team had a phenomenal year. The girls finished 22-0, undefeated in the regular season. All right. They were the regular season champions, district tournament champions, Region 2A runner-up, and top 8 teams in the state of Virginia for 2A girls basketball. Yes. The coach, Harold, is that Harold?
Perez.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Didn't want to mess it up. Was named Coach of the Year. Woo! All right. And Jayla Boyd was named Player of the Year. Jayla here?
No, she's track meet.
Oh,
They're all in spring sports right now.
They're all on spring sports, okay.
well, Aaliyah, Rachel's, Anisha Clark, and Jayla Boyd were named first team all district. Tyler Barksdale and Madison Tillerson were named second team all district. Aaliyah, Rachels, and Jayla Boyd were named to the first team, all-region, and all-state honorable mention. Madison Tillerson and Ashia Clark were named to second team, all-region. Good job. Team, these are the team members that were on the team. You want to call their names and have them, so you do that.
I can call their names. Excuse me. Isabella Arbitel, she's a senior. Kyla Barksdale, a freshman. Let's see who's two. Kamaya Killebrew, freshman. Anaja Clark, junior. Olivia Rachels, junior. McKenna Vogel, senior. Tanaya Booker, junior. Jayla Boyd, senior. 13. Leah Rachels, junior. Pardon me. Marlia Watson is a sophomore. Madison Tillerson is a junior. Keishana Peaks is a sophomore. Sorry, I'm remembering my jersey number. And Amari Miller is a sophomore.
We'll have a strong team next year, really.
And let's congratulate the coaches on.
Yes.
coaching.
Congratulations.
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all preparing for a sports banquet?
Yes, ma'am. The AD is already planned the sports banquet.
And will the girls be there?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. It's all spring. I saw winter and spring. I think it's definitely all winter sports.
All winter sports?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I mean, at that time, they'd be finished with practices and all this stuff.
Yes.
We needed to see the students.
I agree. But
Okay.
yes, but unfortunately, small school, we got to share athletes. So
Not
they,
small school, but big school.
yeah, most of them had games today. So they're away at track meets and soccer. They got a soccer game going on right now.
All right, just making sure.
Well, let's do indoor track here. Indoor track state title. Aaliyah Rachels was regional champion in the long jump, triple jump, and 55-meter hurdles. That's 3 different things you participated. Treyandrius Harvey was regional champion in the triple jump. Aaliyah Rachel was 2A state champion in the triple jump.
And she's competing right now, and not away.
And not away. All right. Well, again, we thank you for your work
Thank you.
with them. I know it's a fun time that y'all have.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
SVRTC Technology Awards. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, Dr. Cox, special guests. My name is Jason Crabtree and I serve as the Supervisor of Technology, Prince Edward School Division. It is my pleasure to be here tonight to recognize 3 outstanding individuals from our school division. These individuals have been recognized by the Southside Virginia Regional Technology Consortium for their exceptional contributions to educational technology. These awards highlight the innovative, dedicated work happening every day in our schools to support student learning and advance technology in meaningful ways. Each of the recipients represents a different facet of this work, from classroom leadership to instructional support to hands-on implementation.
At this time, I'd like to introduce and recognize our award recipients. First up, we have Mr. John Meinhardt. If you would like to come up here, please. Now I'll read his nomination.
How's it going?
Mr. John Meinhardt. He stepped into the role of Junior Network Administrator last year and has demonstrated exceptional dedication and leadership as the lead technician for Prince Edward County Public Schools. He has been instrumental in managing the division's iPads, troubleshooting critical firewall issues, and assisting fellow technicians, providing outstanding support to teachers and staff. His problem-solving skills, responsiveness, and commitment have greatly benefited Prince Edward. John consistently goes above and beyond to foster a supportive and efficient tech environment, always willing to step in and help whenever needed. His hard work, professionalism, and positive attitude make him a vital part of our team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will recognize two other members, but they have prior engagements and they are not able to be with us tonight. For the Technology Teacher Award in the Classroom, it goes to Ms. Rachel Fielding, and her nomination is: Rachel Fielding has demonstrated exceptional adaptability and innovation in technology and education by quickly mastering new tools and seamlessly integrating advanced equipment like laser cutters, welding simulations, and Lego education sets into her curriculum. She has created an engaging and career-focused learning environment. She has shown outstanding commitment to student empowerment by developing hands-on, career-driven projects that not only build real-world technical skills, but also foster creativity and problem-solving abilities. She has helped students gain confidence in exploring STEM pathways. Rachel's passionate approach to teaching and continuous drive for innovation has transformed her classroom into an inspiring space where students actively engage with cutting-edge technology, making her a great candidate for the SVRTC Technology Teacher Award.
Thank you. I'll give it to her, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
And finally, we have Ms. Rachel Pop. She has the award for the Instructional Technology Support Award. James Pop has demonstrated exceptional leadership in technology integration by providing comprehensive professional development for our teachers on vital education platforms like Mastery Connect, Lexia, and Zern, while also collaborating directly with teachers during math planning sessions to ensure effective implementation of digital classroom tools. She went beyond traditional support roles by creating engaging hands-on STEM experience for students in the STEM lab, developing aligned assessments, and working closely with teachers to integrate technology across the science and math curricula. She demonstrated her commitment to both educator support and direct student impact. She organized an innovative STEM night, showcased her ability to build meaningful community partnerships by bringing together technology businesses, forensics professionals, and interactive STEM experiences using drones and Evo bots. She created world-world connections that has inspired students while strengthening the school-community relationship in technology education. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, PECPS Service Awards.
Good afternoon again, everyone. As you know, this is the time of the year we like to recognize service awards for our staff. And because we have so many departments across 3 schools and departments, we want to do it here. And first, I think Ms. Lee is going to bring them in. We have Mr. Malcolm Watkins, who is celebrating 40 years of service with Prince Edward County Hall. Thank you for all your hard work. He works in our maintenance department. He's been in the same department for 40 years, right? For 40 years.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Scoot back, scoot over.
Take your picture. I'll hold the certificate up.
And also, Mrs. Giles will be taking pictures outside as well.
Oh, okay,
Thank
good.
you.
All right, thank you.
And next, we have Miss Lorraine Ross with transportation for 35 years of service. So Miss Ross is transportation, mail clerk, you name it, all around. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please stay outside just for a few. And next we have our 25 years of service, Miss Christy Johnson, bus driver. Mr. Donald McCullen, teacher for 25 years. Mr. McCullen. Miss Joy Ussinger, teacher, was not able to be with us today. And Miss Michelle Townsend.
Don't go, mister. Don't go too far.
Principal, secretary. So now let me stand up, please. We're gonna take another chair.
All three of y'all.
All right, now I'm gonna come on this side. Thank you.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Love it. Yeah, turn your certificate around. Up there we go. One more. All right.
Thank you all for your years of service. We have a few more, Miss Jones.
Yes.
I started with the years. Yes. So in she said no. 20 years of service, we have Miss Carolyn Watkins. She did not come in today. And Miss Elizabeth Watson, 20 years of service as well. With our maintenance department. Okay. Okay. All right. And then for 15 years of service, we have Miss Alda Booth and Mr. Garland Mayhew. Did they come? They did not show. Okay. So that was our 15, and let me just stand it. So 10 years of service, we have Mr. Moses Ford from Transportation.
Coming after you.
Please. Thank you, sir, for your years of service. For 10 years of service. Thank you. If you would stand right here for a second. Mr. Charles Marshall, did he show? Transportation, bus driver. Miss Tisha Brown, 10 years for bus driver as well. None of them came. Miss Carlina Thane, teacher for 10 years. Miss Mary Major, 10 years of service, teacher at the elementary. And then also Miss Elizabeth Saunders, our school nurse, 10 years of service as well.
Okay. All right. Now, turn the. Thank you. There you go. Y'all done this before. Thank you. One more time.
Thank you. So retention is important. So 5 years of service, we have Ms. Teatress Hicks, started off as our registrar at the high school and now school teacher. Ms. Hicks.
Awesome.
Ms. Haley Joseph.
Wait.
Ms. Hicks, hold on for a second. Did Ms. Haley Joseph show? Okay. Ms. Jean Martin, art teacher at the elementary school. Ms. Sarah Moraz. Middle school special education. Well, Mr. Howard Perez. All that you do. Please have a seat for a second. Miss Ashley Ross, did she come in? Okay. Miss Eileen Ryan. She did not show. Mr. Edward Swartz, business teacher. Miss Amisha Stokes, 5 years. I knew she had more than that, but she decided to return. So, thank you for returning to Miss Joanne Scott, transportation. Mr. John Manhart, technology. I normally see you on the ground.
Thank you.
And then we have Miss Teresa Stewart, our middle school registrar. All right. You all please stand, we'd like to get a picture.
All right, you're gonna have to gather together. I'm
Gonna
gonna
stay beside me, Miss Stewart.
Can we do 2 rows with the people that are a little shorter in the front? Go on in, squinch. Thank you. All right, one more, okay, yep, perfect, turn them, there you go. All right. 1, 2, 3, one more time. All right, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, you do say it.
Thank you. Public participation. Don't have anyone? No, I don't have to read that. If no one signed up, we go to the consent agenda. Have a motion to approve the consent agenda. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? All right. Our action items, approval of additional appropriations. Ms. Jones?
Good evening, Mrs. Carson, school board members, and Dr. Cox. This evening, I stand before you seeking approval of a assistant virtual Virginia summer session FY25 grant that is to assist the high school with credit recovery in the amount of $7,500.
Any questions for Ms. Jones? Did you have a question?
Nope, just the motion.
Okay. Somebody.
I did it.
Yes.
Motion, I think I'm cool with second.
He did too, okay, all right. Second and everything?
Yeah.
All right, all in favor? Okay. Thank you. We got more?
I'm the next one on there.
I'll be right here. Tell me.
Good evening again. I come before you presenting the requested FY25-26 budget based on what the county is proposing to approve for us, which is $1.25 million. And Mr. Meinhardt, could you go to the one sheeter for me first, please? It's by itself. It's like got tabs on it that says 3%.
Yes,
It's not within that. It's not within that.
It's this one. Preliminary cost, it's a different,
That one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
And since they said they were approving us for the 3% increase, I went to the 3% salary increase option 1B without the fulcrum counseling. And if you can see, I'm trying to see down at the bottom. If you see down at the bottom, I have actually done the addition and subtraction. If we go with when we go with the 1.25 million, there's a difference of a little over $70,000. ABM has agreed to cut their 10% increase to 5%. Once you take that off, the budget has to absorb a little over $45,000.
Can we?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions from Ms. Jones? Go ahead.
Thankful to see the governor's school slot in the budget, that we left it in there. And I know that our, at the high school, governor's school letters were just sent out. And you may not know the answer to this.
I won't know the answer to
You
it.
will not know
Yes,
the
I'm gonna
answer.
tell you, I don't know.
Can you find out
Yes.
if that was based on the current year number of slots we have? And would, with this additional slot, if it gets approved by the Board of Supervisors, allow one more person who is like on the alternate list to get to go?
Okay.
I'm assuming they couldn't have given out a slot that we hadn't really gotten in,
Yes,
so
that's
it probably is, but could you confirm that?
Yes,
All right,
I will.
thank you.
Any other questions for Ms. Jones? Okay.
And if you can go back to the budget slide. If you all can turn to, I tried to number the pages this time, so we could all be on the same page. So I can show you the difference. Because I'm not gonna go through the whole budget again, because we've already went through that. So what I want to do now is go through what, I have to find the page. What we have actually gone, what the county approved so that we could put it in our budget.
Yeah.
If we go to page 13, that shows our total expenditures for this year versus next year, and it shows the difference as well. And of course, that does include the $2.5 million in that. And then on page 17, we just went over. The last page. It actually shows what we got from the county this year versus what we're getting with the anticipated 1.25 million and the difference.
All right, now help me we're on page 18, is that right?
Yes.
Help me understand what those numbers are.
Okay.
So like currently?
Currently is 10.9 million, what the county share is that they give us to make our budget whole. Now. So with the 1.25 million, it's gonna be a little over $12 million. And then of course, they include debt service in there. So it's just showing the difference of the debt service. And they fund us with the debt service. We pay it, they fund it for us.
Help me recall from last year, this 1.25 million is more than they gave us last year.
Yes, that's what that means.
Okay, that's
yes,
what I thought. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Other questions?
Oh, sorry, this is
Go ahead.
important. The 3% salary increase, does that also include a full step increase for the?
It includes going to the next step.
Going to the next step, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So it's really about 3.5 with the step increase?
With the step increase.
Okay.
I need a motion to, Townsend?
Motion to approve the Prince Edward County Public Schools fiscal year 2025-2026 budget.
Second.
Second. All right, all in favor? All right, thank you.
If I may.
Yes, go ahead.
So, we, today prior to the school board meeting, I guess as part of the school board meeting, 2 o'clock, we did 2 tours. We did one tour at the back of the elementary school, We looked at what a fence would look like there. We had an estimate for it. We then went to the high school, to the auditorium. I think we looked at three things in the auditorium. We looked at the technology on the stage, we looked at the lighting, we looked at the physical structure, and also got, I think, some tentative estimates for that. I'd like to ask the board conceptually, if y'all will allow us to move forward on that and to come back to you with rock solid estimates and photos and bids and whatever we need to do. I thought we had a consensus that maybe we can move forward on that. The third thing that we wanted to look at least to get an estimate, is our tennis courts. They are, if you haven't been over there, they are very need of repair. And so conceptual approval for three things. One would be looking at a fence in back of the back of the elementary school. The second would be is to completely refurbish the auditorium at the high school. And the third would be to look at the tennis courts. And if you remember, I've worked with the county on the fence, and we believe we can take that out of contingency funds that are already in the construction fund. Second thing is that in working with the county administrator, we do have $1 million to spend on CIP, and I would recommend that that's what the auditorium come out of. And then the third thing would be the tennis courts. And you know too, when I presented the list, we had some boilers on there too. We'd kind of have to see how all of that falls. So conceptual approval means you're just saying, Dr. Cox, go ahead and find out more, bring it back, and let's move ahead.
Do you need a motion for that?
I just always like y'all's support.
I move that we conceptually get Dr. Cox to go and get bids for the fence, the auditorium, the tennis courts, and potentially the boilers.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay,
Thank you very much.
all right. Let's see where we are. Summer work hours, 11C.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the school board, Dr. Cox. I am just asking for approval of our summer work hours. That will begin May 30th, 2025 through July 18th, 2025. Employees will work a 4-day work week, Monday through Thursday, working a shift 7:30 to 4:30 or 8:30 to 5 with a 30-minute lunch.
Any questions for Ms. Carey? All right, I need a motion.
Motion to approve 4-day work week as presented.
Second by Dr. Ariett. Thank you. All in favor? All right. Thank you. That's you.
You got a turn here. Good afternoon, Ms. Carson, School Board Chair, School Board members, Dr. Cox. I don't know if you've seen this packet before, but it's from Dominion Energy. And basically what they want to do is start on our land, which is down at the bus shop, the far gate. It's a electrical pole there. They want to start there and tunnel under Zion Hill, across the road to McLendon Road. And because they're starting on our property, that's why I want you all to approve.
Okay, Mr. Boone, I'm sorry, I did not quite understand what you were saying.
Right.
So slow it down a little
Yes,
bit
ma'am.
for me, please.
Dominion Energy, they're gonna do some underground cabling.
Oh.
But it starts on our side at the bus shop, because there's a pole there and a transformer. And they wanna take that down and tunnel underneath the road, Zion Hill Road, across the McLendon Road, which is across from the bus shop. And the reason why they're asking for permission, because it starts on school property. It's not gonna influence anything on school property, but it starts on there because the pole is there, and that's where they have to start.
And when are they starting this project?
As soon as they get the signed document back from the school.
Tonight at 9. Tonight at 9.
Dr. Gordon?
Does that mean that the poles will come down and they're just gonna put everything under the ground? Is that what they're doing?
it's just a section right here. It's probably an underground cabling stuff they've started doing. And I don't know why they picked like Lincoln Drive and Zion Hill Road and Prince Edward, but this is a project, I guess, that's on their list.
They're taking the poles down.
He didn't say anything about taking the poles down. He just said he wanted to start from that pole and tunnel underneath Zion Hill over to Lincoln.
Okay, that's what I wanted.
That pole could stay up, but all the wires with it could go underground.
The wires that are going across Zion
now
Hill.
would go underground.
That's right.
Okay.
That won't impact operations in any way.
No, ma'am.
It won't impact none of the, renovations going on near the school.
Oh, no. It might impact the people who are coming up Zion Hill Road for a while, but that's about it.
So, is there a charge for this, or?
No, ma'am, there's no charge. Unless you want to charge them for being on it.
Yeah, I mean,
I just read the letter, they don't do that.
No.
Well, I move that we allow Dominion, to the right of way, using easement to go under, using our property to go underground, to put the, electrical lines underground. Let them do it. I move that we let them do it.
Kane, second? Alright. All in favor? Alright, thank you, Mr. Good.
And Dr. Cox, I'm going to turn this to you because they say
Thank you so much.
They need a heavy signature on it.
I will take good care of it. Thank you so much.
We're at E, and approval of the MOU with Longwood Life. Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Madam Chair, school board members, Dr. Cox. Joining me this evening is two esteemed colleagues, Karen Feathers, Associate Professor of Special Education, and Karen show here, Kreitzer. She is the Educational Support Specialist. And we're here tonight to give you some background on Prince Edward County's Food Service and Longwood Life forming a partnership to provide individuals with disabilities with an opportunity to gain valuable work skills in the culinary field. This collaboration enables students ages 18 to 25 enrolled in Longwood Life's 2-year non-degree post-secondary certificate program to acquire hands-on experience in real-world setting. Through this partnership, students develop important life skills including teamwork, communication, and job readiness, while working alongside age-appropriate peers in a supportive setting. The program empowers individuals to build confidence, independence, and a sense of purpose as they prepare for meaningful employment in the culinary industry or whatever field they might be going into. I ran a similar program during my time at Longwood Dining, and for the past 10 years, I've had an individual from that program working with me now. So we're hoping in September that all interested students will go through an interview process. By October, we're aiming to have all candidates hired so we can begin training, and they would be assigned to one of the 3 school kitchens. Therefore, they will work alongside food service staff, be treated as a regular Prince Edward County staff member, will follow the same policies and procedures as all Prince Edward County staff members do. The students will work 1 to 2 days a week, 2 to 4 hours a day. It all depends on the individual progress, plus reviews, meetings with myself, my managers, and the Longwood Life staff. So Karen and Karen show are going to give you a little information on Longwood Life if you don't know what Longwood Life is.
Okay. We couldn't run the program without Karen Kreitzer, that's for sure. She does a little bit of everything. So I just want to take a few minutes. I thank you so much for giving me this time to tell you about this program. And this program actually began with the efforts in 2018 with a collaboration with Sandy Draper and some of her students, and each year we've had students from Prince Edward in this program. And so the picture I have back here, these students are Lancers, and they have just gotten their Lancer IDs, and they get to swipe in around campus. And so, can I turn that?
Yeah, it should work.
I didn't know we had this.
Okay, and so again, it's a post-secondary transition program. These are students who have gotten the Applied Studies diploma who want to go to college like their brothers and sisters. They want the opportunity as 18-year-olds to have what other students have that college experience, but also have that work-based learning training as well. A lot of times we talk about transition for this population, and it's like we're gonna teach them to work, but we're gonna teach them and what they want for their next steps in life. And again, it's a 2-day-a-week program, 9 to 5. It's a very long day throughout the semester, and we work on, again, community engagement. We have you want to pass those out too? Yeah. This is just a typical schedule for the Wednesday and the Friday. We also, through our foundation funds, we ask the students to come back 2 days a week for 5 weeks in the summer, and we really get into the community. We look at all different types of community outings. Some of our students have learned to swim at the Y because being involved in the community is really important. We look for ways that we can give back to our local communities. We get involved in community service, volunteer activities, and we really have a practical things. They love to go out to eat, and their math lesson is figuring out their tax and their tip, and some of them do it a lot better than I do, but anyway. And so our focus is on developing in our program with these courses that you see: social skills, lifetime activities, daily living skills, and vocational training. Now, through the years, as I said, we've had several Prince Edward students, and sometimes that varies. Sometimes we have 1 or 2. One year we had 6 from the program that came through. But as you can see, our focus is on rural counties and having additional opportunities to partner with the schools to add to their efforts to put students into training in jobs. And Longwood is a wonderful facility, and we have lots of jobs that they can do around campus. So we have students, the word is spread to Richmond, so we have carpools coming from the Richmond, Henrico area. We even have one student coming up from Southern Shores, North Carolina for 3 days a week. Some of our student learning outcomes are to develop self-determination and self-advocacy skills, to have a stronger awareness of themselves as adults, and even safety in relationships and setting boundaries. We even talk about in courses about social media and things that they need to try to help them understand boundaries that they need to put in place. We want them to be more prepared for independent living, and that doesn't mean that every student's going to live alone, but even being more independent within their homes for many of them who are going to continue to live in their communities with their families. We're also do a lot with looking at what each student's ability level is, because they're all very different people, and looking at what their strengths are and trying to find jobs that are appropriate for their skills, and looking at how we can also talk to employers about their needs, and how they can support them as well. And also the students, we talk to the parents about this, they have to be able to transition over a day from 9 to 5 classes, or staying late for a basketball game or other events. Being able to transition to multiple people throughout the day. Instructors, that's what happens on a college campus, and different peers. The peers have come from all different areas mostly throughout Region 8, and you would never know that these two came from Prince Edward and these two came from Cumberland, because they're a community. There's a lot of love in this group, and there's a lot of commitment to helping each other. And we just want them to have a greater sense of themselves. Our program outcomes are much the same, looking at that we want the students to investigate employment. That might be a part-time situation in their home community. Being more intentionally independent in their daily lives. So we work on daily living skills, making decisions about health, nutrition, and being happy. And it's important in life to be happy. And so part of that is having balance in your life, making decisions about what you eat in the dining hall. They love the dining hall. But really looking at learning to count calories and setting up a workout plan that's not led by somebody else, that's not led by a self-contained teacher or us, but that they can carry out and to empower them to make those decisions on their own. And again, looking at these students want to stay in their home communities, which are mostly rural communities. And what are some ways that they can can volunteer in their home community. And sometimes we get in the bus that Karen drives us around to the different communities in the summertime, and we look around what businesses are there, what types of volunteer opportunities could be there. And we set goals about that. We're a program that's a part of the College of Education, Health and Human Services. And it's become something that other professors have gotten involved in with students. It's a win-win. I'm looking for, as a special education professor, I'm looking for opportunities for my students to get more experience teaching these students. And so it's a teaching and learning opportunity because my students are job coaches, and with that, they learn levels of support and prompting that the students need. They learn to take data. They learn to write progress reports that we can share back with IEP teams. With students that are becoming speech therapists in the graduate program, they teach our social skills class, and that's a clinical placement for them. So we're kind of a school within a school. Therapeutic recreation, we go to their classes, and they talk to us about leisure and how to add social opportunities into leisure and how important that is. We connect with the ball teams. We love to go to ball games and cheer on the Lancers. The softball team does a clinic with us each year. We work with service organizations on campus as well and participate on community service there. And we have partnerships with several businesses. Our students all have on-campus jobs that are unpaid. They're in food service, security. I got my first ticket from a Longwood LIFE student. The Andy Taylor Child Care Center, and we have some students who are now volunteers with the program as graduates, and they have paid positions as assistants in classes now. The Greenwood Library, landscaping. So these are all types of jobs that would be really appropriate for our students when they graduate. And so having the opportunity to be able to come to Prince Edward and work in food service would be a next step for us. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
And so again, we're looking to develop these community partnerships, which this would be getting into Food Line. Karen takes them each week, all the students, to work in Food Line in small groups. But also, moving forward, having the opportunity, because many students are from small communities, and they might want to work also in food service in the public school system. And then this does connect with the teachers with IEPs, because many of the students have active IEPs, and schools pay the tuition, and it's very low and affordable. And some students might go 2 days a week to Longwood LIFE, and then they go to their post-high program at the school. And then I go to as many IEP meetings as I can and hear what their goals are and see how we can also be an arm to help meet the needs of those students and provide some feedback for them. So, and it also, again, it gives my students in special education the chance to learn how to write progress reports for IEPs. So, and again, we couldn't do this without our work study students, and they just they have a strong commitment to the students. I think they get more out of it than the students do with them working with them, and they love them so much. They put on a dance Friday night, and I'm telling you, those kids can dance. I mean, it's in Langford Hall. They got donations decorated. It was a wonderful time, and lifers are lifers for life. We have a pinning ceremony, and so we invite them to come back to be a part of the community, as many opportunities as we can. So basically, we have a unique concept. We're grassroots, low budget, and so we just value the opportunities we have to our partnerships within Region 8 schools, and especially Prince Edward, as we move forward. So I thank you about that. We are meeting as an organization to grow with other universities that have life programs around the state. Again, there's a big difference in our program and others, but I think this is very appropriate for where we are. And so we're always trying to grow to the next level, trying to find new funding paths for sustainability. So, but anyway, thank you for that time. Thank you so much, Bruce, for giving us the opportunity.
Thank you.
With Prince Edward.
Thank you. Any questions? This is an action. Yes.
We have those Longwood LIFE that come to the LCBA, and they're really a good group to work with.
How do you determine, how do you select, and how many students do you usually have?
Well, we have 26 right now. We think that we couldn't handle more than 30. Some students stay 2 years, and some students aren't quite ready for their next step, and and it works with the school for them to still be there. We have an application process. We learned a lot about the application process from George Mason, their Mason Life program, because they have been in existence for a lot longer. And so we used to have like an interview with that, and we look at their IEPs and recommendations. But we think now we ask the students to come with either teachers or their parents and just spend the day with us, because it's all about whether this is the right fit for each student. And so they can get a feel for what our program is like. Some come to both days, and we spend the day talking. We talk with parents. They have to feel comfortable about putting their students with us. And though we're with them at all times, it's very different than what they're coming from and with the high school experience. So it's been kind of a natural agreement about how this is the right fit, and this is something that the students would want. And we always ask the students, like we would, do you want to come to college? You know, do you want to get a job? What do you want to do with your life? And we feel that's a very important process, part of the process.
I just have one quick question.
Yes.
Is LIFE an acronym? I haven't been able to, LIFE and.
It maybe with some programs, with us, it's just life. We're just living life, yes.
I'll make a motion. I'm sure many of us want to make a motion. Make a motion that we approve the MOU between Prince Edward Public Schools and Longwood Life of Longwood University.
Second.
It's like a great program.
All right, all in favor? All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.
See you Friday?
See you Friday.
All right.
All right. Yeah, 11F, approval of the MOU with Southside Virginia Community College, student internship.
Good evening again, Madam Chair, school board members, and Dr. Cox. I come before you for MOU with SVCC, Southside Virginia Community College. They have reached out, they want an internship for students who are potentially wants to go into education. So they want them to come experience it before they transition to a 4-year college. But after reading the MOU, it's not only education, but I think it's all levels of business and everything that they have. They want to experience, have their students to experience an internship with Prince Edward County Public Schools.
So you could have an intern, say in accounting, come work
Yes.
with Ms. Jones, or human resources work
Yes.
with you? Okay.
It started off with education, but reading the MOUs look like it's going to be all facets of SVCC.
All facets of organizations.
All departments.
Any other questions, Mr. Thomas?
Only question is, so sometimes having interns is like another job in and of itself. Do you feel good about kind of capacity for taking on this?
I think it's needed because I think, they don't really know which direction they want to go. If you're in a two-year college, you don't know which direction. If education's for you and then you have to go to a 4-year college, are you prepared for that? Are you ready? So pretty much it's similar to what the practicums do. He wants 40 hours for them to come in, work with the teachers, work with us, and things of that nature.
And they go through a background check?
Check
and all that?
everything, background check, screening and all.
So there's, so there would be some benefit for us?
Yes.
Might get a teacher.
Might get a teacher.
Right, yes.
Candidate.
Yeah.
Substitutes, you never know.
Substitutes.
I move we approve the MOU between Southside Virginia Community College and Prince Edward County Schools with their internship programs.
Second, okay. All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you. We're on G, approval of the special education plan. Ms. Woodson?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Chair, school board members, Dr. Cox. I'm here this evening to present on the SPED annual plan.
This plan is due to the Virginia Department of Education on May 9th. It's an agreement between VDOE and Prince Edward County Public Schools on how we will spend the funds. And the grant award period is July 1, 2024 to September 30th, 2026. So I am proposing that we continue to use 6011 grant funds to utilize the funds to support salaries and benefits for 4 special education teachers, 4 paraprofessionals, 1 special education instructional mentor, and 1 director of special education, and to utilize the funds to purchase materials for students with disabilities to access the curriculum. And materials may include, but are not limited to, instructional software, classroom supplies, sensory materials, adaptive equipment, assistive technology, etc. And then I'm proposing that we continue to use our Section 619 grant funds to support the salary and benefits of 1 instructional assistant that's assigned to the early childhood special education classroom. Are there any questions?
Board members, questions? Is this plan similar to the one that was submitted last year?
Yes, it's continual, it's the same. So.
All right. Any other questions?
Got a motion to approve the special education annual plan?
Second. Second. All right, all in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you. Here on H, PECPS, 5-6 Career and Technical Purpose Plan.
Ready? Okay. My guys, you ready? You gonna come in?
We scared, we're scared.
No, we
I don't even know where I am half the time. Hi, Sally. How you? Austin, come on in the house.
It is a big, large group of us. I apologize. We're gonna all get in here and do our thing. Hi, I am Ashley Newsom. I am the assistant principal at the CTE building, and our CTE program is funded by the Perkins grant. And as you can see, we have a lot of teachers and students here today, so we would like this grant approved, and we're going to go through it very simple. In the packet information that you will have a copy of this PowerPoint. You'll also get a copy of the summary, and you will get a copy of the Perkins grant itself. Upon approval, that grant would need to be signed by Ms. Carson and by Dr. Cox, okay, so that I can submit it on April 30th. The purpose of the CTE program is to basically build children in career and technical education programs. We look to build the size of it, to expand it is what our goal is. And in talking with teachers and students, ultimately, we would like to see the CTE program become the heart of Virginia, just like Prince Edward is the heart of Virginia. That's the ultimate goal. If we go through the slide, I am not a read to you type of person, so bear with me if you move one more. This is the figure that we're looking at. So ordinarily, we would have numbers 1, 3, and 4. So number 3 is that of the uniforms, some leasing information, some CSTO stuff, which is clubs, and number 3 works in that the same way. 1 is like longer externed stuff, and some is like overnight trips that the kids go on and compete. Okay, number 2 is different this year. Number 2 is 4,000. We haven't asked for that in the past. That is work-based learning. This does our transportation. This year, with the help of Mr. Smithson and with the help of Mr. Foster, we were able to come together and figure out exactly how much we spend in transportation. Right now, it's looking to be a little under $6,100 for this year. We have almost more than doubled the amount of students that we send out from last year. So based on the number that we had, I decided to double it and just make it an even figure. So hopefully next year, the transportation that goes out, which is carrying the students to the businesses, carrying the students to clinicals, hopefully we'll be spending $12,000, because that's $12,000 that's definitely worth spending. Getting our children out there and in the field and learning what it is to work and to build that character that they need. With that being said, our programs are automotive, agriculture, business, culinary arts, drafting, technical drawing, health and occupations, cybersecurity, electronics and robotics, and teachers for tomorrow. Our goal is to make sure that we get ASE certified accreditation in our automotive program. That did lapse in 2023, and I have been working with them to get it updated. There's several things that we have to do that. Mr. Weaver is working with me as well, and he's building the portfolio that we need so that when they come out to evaluate, and our automotive team, our automotive council has met 2 to 3 times. We have another meeting for them to go in and look at all of our documentation and approve. And for the equipment that we don't have, because we don't have room or it's not something that's hit a lot, they have agreed to give us field trips so that we can go out and see that. And then the Z-Space gives us our electronic version of what we need for the automotive program. Okay, we want to support additional professional development, utilize data with school links, increase student access to technology, expand exposure, and then of course we want our kids competing. We want them in clubs, we want them competing, we want them going places that reach above just Virginia. So we want to get our kids out there. Now with that said, our teachers are going to come up with students, and this month is actually work-based learning month, okay? So just like we started last year, we're doing it again this year. Our students are going to talk, and our teachers are going to be with them. We're going to start off with agriculture, and is the teacher, Ms. Talbot, and her kids are going to speak.
I want to start off by saying good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ella Sullivan. I'm a student that's currently enrolled in Prince Edward County High School in Ms. Talbot's small animal care course. And earlier this semester, I was offered the opportunity to go to Prince Edward's Animal Control Facility to help and learn from the people and animals there. And one of my options regarding my future careers is something working with animals. And I thought, with that in mind, that this would be the perfect chance to get like a hands-on experience so I could see if I wanted to continue with that. While I've been there, I've learned really valuable information on taking care of cats and dogs. And like, for example, I've given animals medicine, I've helped clean up after them, I've helped I've learned how to act around them to seem less threatening so they're more friendly towards me. And I've learned about injuries, diseases, and honestly so much more. And those are just a few to name out of everything I've learned there in a few weeks. This honestly really did help me narrow down a few options in my future. And I think I do want to continue down this path just because this really helped me like open my eyes and get more experience to it. And overall, I truly believe that this is like a really excellent way to get hands-on, real-world experience while in a very safe environment and learning from it. So, honestly, I think this is a great idea.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jolene Mitchell, and I take a horticulture class here at Prince Edward High. Over this course of this semester, I have been going to B&M Greenhouse. I don't know if any of y'all know what that is, but it's local. From my work-based learning, being given this opportunity helped me build confidence in my work, practice things that I've been learning inside the classroom, and making important connections with my community. This has opened more job opportunities for me and a deeper understanding of what I can do to help grow my community and work individually with people. As a token of our appreciation, we have brought tomato plants here for y'all just to show you a little bit of what we do inside of the classroom. Thank you.
Thank you for your support of our program. Yes, sir. Thank you for your support of our program. Thank you for your support of our program. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your support.
Trying to get planning advice.
We're ready now.
We're ready.
All right, I am Dean Schwartz, and I teach a bunch of different things, but mainly business and technology and a lot of dual enrollment. Tyson's in a lot of those classes, that's why I brought him. But these are just some of the trips we took this year and things that we competed in. And I took several students to a Washington Commanders Business Day. We just went around and learned all the things that Commanders do, or the behind the scenes, you know, selling suites, doing social media. They were really interested in social media for professional sports. And then we went to the Commonwealth Cyber Cup. It's basically the state championship for cybersecurity competitions. Then we will be going to Longwood again for another cybersecurity competition, which we've pretty much won every year that we've gone. And then we've got some certifications, and we've done some different things. I'll let Tyson tell you about his favorite things.
I'm Tyson Folks. I'm Tyson Folks.
Thank you.
I'm in 10th grade. It's my first time taking cybersecurity. My favorite thing about it is learning more about the different types of malwares and stuff that could affect your computers and ways to stop them and fix them. One of my favorite things that we also did was build a PC in cybersecurity. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we ordered all the parts separate, put a whole computer together, put software on it, and it's up and running now. So
if we got a virus, we could bring it to y'all and y'all.
Sure. Try. Thank you. Oh, we do have a gift, but it's combined with another group, so we'll see it. We'll help.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the health occupation. So as most of you know, we lost our nursing teacher. Cumberland was graciously enough to work with us, and their teacher, Ms. Winslow, who we want to give a big shout out to, has been coming and working with our kids. Our 5 girls that are in nursing aid 2 just got their certificate, so now they are eligible to test. That happened last Friday. So it is very awesome, and it's great news. The girls the classes go to Farmville Health and Rehab this year. Because of the influx of the teaching situation, we weren't able to utilize Centro because that takes a little bit more, because it's a little bit more onto the computer and getting that to work. But our kids were able to go to Farmville Health and Rehab and finish all the clinicals that they needed to finish. They are still working with Miss Winslow at Cumberland, and they will test in May for their nurse aid assistant CNA license. So they will be certified. With that being said, our intro class decided that for their project and what they wanted to do was a toothbrushing kit. So they have formulated a kit inside the bags, and it's got probably the same thing you would receive from your dentist. So I'm going to pass those out.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
I'm looking at them all the time.
I got it from here, actually. I think it's some more. Some weird. Y'all Easter going.
Thank you.
You good, man. For the next 6 months. We next. Miss Newsom, you want us to write?
Yes, go ahead.
All right.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good.
My name is Mike Weaver. We're gonna pass out. It ain't quite as fancy as all that stuff, but also I'm gonna pass out a couple of goodies for you. You got a tire air pressure gauge to check your tires, and if it ain't right, you know we can come fix you right up. Austin has an awesome smelling flag stop car wash. And he's gonna explain that here in just a second. As I said, my name is Mike Weaver. I teach automotive technology. I've got a few decades under my belt. Some of these people think it's been centuries I've been here, but we've had a really good year. We've done a couple field trips. The work-based learning has been awesome. It's really been awesome, and not just from the students' point of view. I talk to the people that are taking these students, and they're accepting them. And you know, it's kind of hard to get the community to accept these young people coming in, and they're like begging for them, like, hey, the kid's coming back, they're coming today, and stuff like that. So thank y'all for your support. The Perkins helps with the stuff that we use in the class, but the work-based learning is doing leaps and bounds of things that we need outside the class. Austin Johnson is one of my top Auto 3 students. He wanted to say a few brief words. We're gonna make it short and sweet. We'll get out of the way. So thank y'all for your time tonight. Austin, you're up.
All right, so it's amazing to see all of y'all. So our work-based learning, I was sent to Haley Auto Mall. I worked under a gentleman named John. We had an amazing time. I learned a lot. It really helped me further my expertise in the field, give me meaningful connections in the auto tech community. I love that. Also, in our auto tech program, I really love that we get sent things. Flagstop, they were sending out things one to hire. Well, Mr. Weaver, got that email? He's great, recommended me. I work there now. I'm a team lead. If you come by, say hi, you can always talk to me. I'll be there, great customer service.
Can I interject a second? Can you tell them what they're paying a high school student right now?
Well, base pay starts out at 14. I got a promotion because they like me, so I make 15 an hour. I get 16 soon.
Not bad.
I'm not bad at all.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Oh, no, perfect.
Future plans.
Yeah, so auto tech, I've obviously taken 3 years of it. Love it to death. It's what I plan on doing in the future, except I plan on doing diesel. The University of Northwestern Ohio is one of the only technical institutes in America that you can get a 4-year college degree in diesel. I've already toured the college, love it, beautiful. They have multiple different clubs, multiple different classes you can take. Dorms are amazing, very pretty campus. Golf team, I don't know if we have any golfers out there. I golf, I love it. And that's just my plans for the future, and I feel like the auto tech program has really helped me in my goals. I love it.
We had a winning season on golf team this year.
Yes, we did.
Thank you.
Now, I will have to slip out because I do have choir practice.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, school board members. I'm Mr. Beto, and I'm the drafting and electronics robotics teacher. And we have some students here, Brittany Davis, Lyle Jathan, and Tyson Folks. He's in the cybersecurity. And our gift is Tandem. So the flash drive is from cybersecurity, and there is our presentation on it. It also has personalized your name. So that's the theme this year. You also have Lyle and Brittany made name tags. Well, the whole class did. So the second year students, they created the design using Inventor software, 3D modeling, and we looked up your names on the internet. And put all your names on your own tag. So if you guys would pass them out, I'll talk about this. So what they're doing in the classes are learning how to create 3D modeling. They do board drafting tools. They also use two-dimensional software. The robotics students are, we don't have any of those here, but Tyson was in the robotics class, and so they're learning about end effectors and how motors and synchros and servos work to solve problems. Right? And so a couple years ago, spent some of our funds to purchase robotics equipment that we put to good use. So if you notice, some of them are red. We had different colors. We don't have purple. We're gonna have to get some purple. It's plastic, right? So the 3D printer prints filament. So we want to know who likes theirs the best? Is there a style that's really better than any other?
I like
Because I polled the classes and I polled the teachers to see which ones were different. So everybody, all the students created a different one. So none of them are the same except for maybe the filament that we used.
really good.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And thank you, Dr. Cox. I didn't know if Dr. Jones was going to be here, but you may want to him too.
We'll be sure he does that. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Edward Schwartz, the brother of that guy over there. So I'm basically your economics, personal finance, and business and marketing teacher at the CT building. This past semester, we had 65 students taking a WISE test, which is required to graduate. It is also on a national standard. And out of our 65 students, give or take a smidgen of a percent, it might be around 80% pass rate. And then we test next week for this semester for the WISE test. We try and squeeze it in before the SOLs start going on so that they're not multitasking SOLs and WISE testing at the same time. I also, in my intro to business and marketing class, my biggest goal in that one is I tell them at the beginning of the semester, you're gonna have a big project due by the end of the semester. And they're like, what's that? And I was like, you're gonna come up with your own business and you're gonna form your own marketing plan and we're gonna see and present it and see how well y'all plan it. And they're actually getting into it right now. I've seen like the basics of their PowerPoints and they're enjoying it. Because it helps them use their minds and imaginations instead of just sitting there reading a book sometimes. Or reading what's on their Canvas page. I'm not as cool as the other ones with something special, but I got little cups, pens, and bracelets for y'all. Thank you. I like them. But also, so I'm also the advisor for FBLA. And this past semester, we went to the Longwood Regional FBLA Leadership Conference. A few of our students placed first, second, and a couple of thirds in there. And also we had 3 students, right? 3 went to states up in Reston, Virginia to compete. And none of them placed, but it was their first time going up there. Some of them were nervous, but they gave it their all and did the best they could. And we asked them at the end of the trip, do you guys want to go again? They're like, They want to go to nationals next year, so. Especially after they heard it was in San Diego this year, they're like, But that is me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Petrus. I am the GED teacher.
Go one more. There you go.
Not necessarily a part of Perkins, but a part of the CTE program. So I take any opportunity I can to shout out my wonderful students who graduated from the GED program this year. We had 6 students, Jacob Swartz, Chastity Ramirez, Amir McLaughlin, Ashton Gray, Kayvon Reed, and Keshana Close. So they did an amazing job. They're out there in the workforce, doing their thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, can we go back to Mr. McCall?
Good afternoon, how y'all doing?
Good.
Good. They put me last, I guess, because they know I like to talk too much, and I know I got a minute, so I'm gonna make it short to the point. First of all, I would like to thank all of y'all very much for y'all support during the year. I kind of threw Dr. Cox under the bus the first week of school. I asked him to make sure he come to our class at least once a day, once a week, and he's been doing it ever since. It's made a difference with my second block, the 2 male students. I appreciate it. This year for competition, we had 1 place for gold, 1 place for silver. The female student won the leadership award for the chapter. Those 3 individuals weren't able to come, 2 at the track meet, and 1 had transportation issues. The other positive thing that's coming out of it next year, we did have a prominent business person come forward maybe a couple months ago, I think, maybe 2 months. He's agreed to help us out next year, which is a blessing because he kind of gave us all the details of what he wants. Next year, we will be going back to Pro Star competition. We have not done it for almost 20 years. This is just a financial thing. You got to have outside support. What else? I think that's it. The kids made charcuterie cups for you. The nuts are packaged different, you know, in a separate container, and fig jam and a bottle of water for you. But thank y'all very much for y'all support. We do really appreciate it. Anytime you're here, please come visit us, if you don't mind.
We will.
Okay? Thank you. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so the next steps are when we submit. We submit on April the 30th for the grant approval. Again, we appreciate everything that you guys do. We appreciate the opportunity. We appreciate just being able to go out and about into the community and people to learn about us, okay? Thank you for your time. I hope you have a blessed day.
Are you looking for a motion? You're looking for a motion, aren't you?
I am, but last time I didn't wait. I just, you know, I didn't know how it worked.
Approve the Perkins and CTE program as presented.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
I'd like to pay her a compliment, please.
Go ahead.
You're spot on with what you're doing. It is so important that our children have teachers that are so passionate about their development as I see and hear from you today. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you too.
We are on board governance and second reading.
Okay, we're at,
Aye. 11 aye.
11. Okay, we have the governance norms and protocols, second reading, is we need to sign that as well tonight.
They didn't give me anything to sign.
Okay, I'll do that, I'll get it to you. So, they haven't changed from last year. If you look at those, remember we changed them the first couple of years ago, so now they haven't changed. All right?
I make a motion, we accept, approve the school board governance norms protocols as presented.
All right,
Second.
second, all in favor? Thank you. Jay? Mr. Townsend, do you wanna speak to that one?
We have committee members selected. We were trying to resolve our large personnel search for superintendent, in short, before we got other things going. But expect to hear from us within the next couple of weeks. I think we've got 7 people total who are gonna serve on the committee, and we'll send a recommendation back to vote on in May.
Great.
So that's where we're at with that, right? Thank you. Absolutely.
Is one of them from Prospect?
They didn't put zip codes when they sent their names.
Okay.
But possibly.
We'll move on to number 12, non-action. Fitzgerald County Code of Conduct, first reading.
Good evening once again, everyone. You just have one sheet to look at. It should be in your packet. This is least so much you can put in there. It's halfway down. You see 2 asterisks on both ends, and just a statement we put in there that when students enter all classrooms for the instructional day, they are to place their cell phones in the designated storage container for the duration of the class period, and after class concludes, and the student may retrieve their phone from the storage container. And in talking with Dr. Cox and Ms. Jones, we said, you know, if we just leave it up to teachers, they're gonna have everything for the kids to put in. So this is just a suggestion of what it would look like. It's $40. We can get our maintenance team to apply it onto the wall wherever the teacher desires to have it. That way, the teacher won't be worrying about what it is, where you gotta get it from. Can you get it from Lowe's or all my way, so we have that out of the way.
How much are these?
Oh, yeah, for the fall. Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
Might need two more
There you go, here. Thank you. Oh, that's very handy. It also has some pouches.
How much is on the news? Implemented these on the news.
And the high school,
Yeah,
and the high school started this back in January of this school year at the high school about the students putting their cell phones in the container, so they haven't had too much pushback.
You said it started this last year?
This year, in January.
Oh,
At the high
at the
school.
high school,
Yeah.
okay.
And I was thinking if we, when I bring back the, next time for you to approve the code of conduct book, we'll start advertising, letting the parents and students know what's gonna happen in August, so they'll be well aware of it. So.
Any questions?
I have one. Is it stationary or portable?
It could be portable or stationary, we could mount it to the wall or.
Okay, the one that's in the high school.
The ones in the high school, no, they have one has like a little bread basket, it might have a box or whatever, so there's no continuity.
There's no continuity.
No basket.
Okay, and this would provide that?
Yes.
Thank you.
And then the continuity would be that you would decide whether to mount it or just, leave it in a convenient position,
Yeah,
spot.
it has a lock on it and everything, so the teacher might just pick it up and set it behind her desk or his or her desk or something.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Policy JEC, out of county tuition, first reading, Ms. Jones?
Good evening. I come before you for the first read of policy regulation JECR. It's the out-of-town tuition. And we currently use this, and we have like 104 students, I believe, that's already out of town. And we do get ADM for those students as well.
But we do not charge the parents, is
No,
that
ma'am.
correct?
All right. First read?
First read, yes, ma'am.
All right. So we'll come back next month.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Good evening again, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Cox. The technology department, as well as the innovation specialists, have worked on updating the technology use guidelines. The packet is about 7 pages long, but I'm going to give you a brief summary of some of the changes that we made. One of the most important additions is the requirement for two-factor authentication for all staff email and supported systems. This is a crucial step for protecting sensitive data and aligning with industry standard cybersecurity protocols. We added a new section covering the use of personal devices. Staff must now get approval from the technology department before bringing in devices like laptops or printers. And this is to make sure, yes, this is to make sure that they have up-to-date virus protection and that they meet the security standards, that they're not bringing in anything that would potentially compromise their network. On the enforcement side, I added language that prohibits students from recording teachers or peers without their consent. We had a couple of incidents this past year where teachers got recorded. And also we put in there some language that's stating that students may not bypass the network security by using staff or admin Wi-Fi credentials. It's not impossible, but it is possible to figure out what the passwords are. And so these additions should strengthen our stance on privacy, safety, and network integrity. And also, a lot of things kind of got reworded and moved around to improve clarity and relevance. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
What kind of, what are y'all looking at for the two-factor? I know there's a lot of different ways, but like Duo, or is there any particular software platform y'all were looking at for the two-factor?
We are not looking at a particular software platform or anything like that. It's more like an additional step for two-factor. So they would log in through their password, then they would get a text to their personal phones if they decide that, or
There's like a little device you can get if you don't have a phone or something like that, right?
well, Microsoft, we do use Microsoft Authenticator.
Okay.
And we're going to add the two-factor for Google as well.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And Microsoft what?
Microsoft Authenticator. You can download that application on your phone, and that's a second way to authenticate, a two-factor authentication method.
I use that.
Because we're having a lot of phishing incidents, and if somebody gets somebody's password, having that two-factor where it sends back an authentication password to the phone or to the app is a lot more secure.
Sounds good. All right, any other questions? All right, so we'll be seeing this back next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's me. Okay, so you got copies of, and I'm warning you now, next month we're gonna have a lot more, because we spent a long time discussing the part-time student policy, and we're really not prepared to bring that to the board yet. And so we didn't have time to go over a whole lot more of policies that need to be updated, but the ones that we have gone over and we'd like to present as first read tonight, or if you were so inclined to go ahead and vote for them tonight, we can do that too. The last one we included on here, we do not have this policy now, and we don't anticipate adding it anytime soon, but we did talk about it. I wanted to put it on there. The first two are actually the same, they are cross-referenced. If you look at the policies, you'll notice that in most cases, they've changed a few words to make them clearer. That's the case for the first two. For the one on the disposable of surplus items, they've taken out all gender references and just made nouns out of them. There's nothing substantially different about these policies than what we have currently approved. And so, I mean, we can wait a month to vote on them, or you can, whatever y'all wanna do. Do you have any questions about them?
Any questions? Board members?
Okay, this, wait a minute, I've just been informed that by law we have to have two readings, so we will wait till next month. But if you think of any questions between now and then, let me know. And, since there are gonna be so many, because we're gonna look at about 12 or 13 next week when we meet, I'm gonna go ahead and send those to y'all early, so you have time, not wait till the agenda comes out. And then that way, you have time to go over them, and we'll first read those in May and vote on them in June. Okay? All right, thank you.
All right, we're on 13, elementary school construction update.
It's great to be back, Ms. Carson, Dr. Cox, school board. Always a good night when we can come and just share an update on where we are with the elementary school project. I want to start by just saying how much I appreciated the CTE presentation. I'm a CTE kid myself in mechanical drawing and drafting and architectural drawing. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my drafting teacher in Jordan High School in Durham, North Carolina. So I appreciate the great work that the CT group is doing here. So I just enjoyed that and wanted to pass along that before we get started. real brief update. It's just some project updates, just next steps. Be glad to answer any questions. I hope folks are having a chance to get out and kind of take a gander at what's happening. Super exciting. Really, from our perspective, a super quiet project. We've got, now again, we're blessed to have English Construction on the project too. They're just taking care of so many things, and it's just been really quiet in terms of construction so far, and especially considering how complex the project it is. So I'll just go through some progress. I know we ended up with conflicts, I think, in March. So again, we're planning to be here quarterly to give you all in-person updates. Might be good to have Alex English here, maybe one of those times from English Construction to talk a little bit about what's happening from a construction side. Most of the work you're seeing out there now is a lot of underground activity with building footings being poured, so excavation happening, rebar going in, concrete being poured to support walls of the addition. A lot of that work happening as well. Let's see some of the other things. Continued coordination with Englishman team between submittals. So we're knee-deep in submittals in terms of the contractor English providing us what they're planning to do in terms of materials and systems that were in the specification manual. We review those and approve those and send those back to English. So we're seeing everything that's happening in terms of products and systems that are happening. I know we've been working with playground selection with Advance and the school system as well. So those are continuing to make progress as well. And cafeteria work is still being planned for this summer. Just again, all these are just really all related to underground work. So a lot of underground electrical work happening in terms of conduit being laid, underground plumbing, excavation for the stormwater management pond that's happening as well, and then everything's really being prepped under slab for slabs to be poured here in the next month or so. Just a few images. Again, you guys are here probably almost every day, if not multiple times a week, and kind of peek through the fence and see what's happening. So again, a big mess out there right now. A big, beautiful mess as they're preparing for. We'll start to see block being laid over the next month and a half. Some steel starting to show up. So I think by the middle of the summer you'll start to see the building really starting to take shape. Absolutely. This is really all the really complicated under slab stuff, getting all the systems and infrastructure connected to those systems already in place on campus. So you can see just some of the level of detail, and it's really, again, it's really nasty work that's happening out there right now. That's all being prepped, that's necessary for all the things that we'll start to see over the next few months in terms of the shape of that addition starting to take shape. Again, some slab work already started. Again, you see, the white piping coming up. That's all infrastructure for restroom facilities that'll be within the addition. They're all that assembly of gray spaghetti conduit. That's all power and data conduit that's being installed underneath the slab. And that'll all be covered up by slab work as well. And the image there on the right, you see some of the foundation work being prepped as we look to connect to the existing buildings that will remain. Again, big plumbing line there, that sort of light green line that's there in place. And so again, those systems have to remain operational during the course of construction. So instruction can happen during the existing school. So a lot of coordination that English is doing to make sure that the services are not interrupted for the school. So that their primary purpose is that it's not interrupted. So next steps, again, we're still on track. They're on schedule. Again, this is a multi-phase project, so we're still on track to finish in about 2 years. If there are any detours in phasing, of course, we'll coordinate with Mr. Good and you all. If there are any changes that we see that necessitate anything happening in terms of phasing right now, it's very, very smooth for a project of this complexity. So I'm always happy to be here to report good news and be glad to answer any questions y'all might have.
That's quick.
Yeah.
The traffic pattern, is the goal for that still fall 26 to?
Fall 26.
Fall 26,
Yes,
got
sir.
it, counting down the days.
Yeah, we're hoping the plan is for that work to happen next summer of 26, so when school year starts, we'll start to see big improvements.
Dropping off 2 next year, and it's only going up from there. So
Yeah, I can appreciate that very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Should we expect any repositioning or anything like that of the students in the fall or anytime in the?
I think that will begin about a year, maybe 10 months from now. I think right now the additions plan to be open be completed by around the end of this year. So I think we'll start to see shuffling of students, if not a year from now, a little less than a year from now.
Other questions?
Very good. Thank you again. We'll see you.
Thank you.
shortly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we're going to 13C, academic discussion, pre-K registration. Oh, I'm sorry. B. I didn't need to. Mr. Falk, go ahead. Coordinator data and analysis.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, school board members, and Dr. Cox. Tonight I'll be going over, or this afternoon I'll be going over the VSBA CTE presentation that was presented at Rexburg Middle School on March 26th. So there's like 15 slides here. I'm just going to be very brief and give you an overview. You guys have the presentation. What a night. You guys have seen what our work-based learning and CTE programs are doing, and you can see we're really moving in the right direction. Actually, I have the clicker here. So this is like slide 3, and this quote here was shared with assistant principal, the principal of the high school, and with Ms. Garrett. And they kind of like this quote here. Our goal is to mobilize educators, employers, and community leaders as to prepare a new generation of diverse young people. A group of life-ready citizens who will graduate from high school, ready for employment, enrollment, and or enlistment. A community of skilled persons ready to apply their passions and improve and contribute to their communities, each having the tools and capacity to succeed in the 21st century economy. And we can see some of that actually happening now. So again, this is the presentation that was presented, and this is typically what our 9th graders will experience. A conjumbled mess, really a scrambled landscape. And what we have been working hard to do is to make that manageable for our students. And you can see at the top there, they're life ready, they're alumni, but that employment, enrollment, and enlistment is critical to getting them ready. And you've heard some of those stories from our students tonight, how these experiences are really preparing them for the next steps after high school. So how we do that, and this is how we're structuring, we're in the process of framing this, and we're making great strides, is at the elementary school, we basically introduce students to career awareness, and that's through field trips, guest speakers, and an introduction to School Links. And School Links will become, and is already a vital part of our school system, but will increasingly become so. At the middle school, career exploration. They have exploratory classes, they have increased exposure to School Links, and by the time they leave 8th grade, they have a signed academic career plan that will spell out high school for them. That scrambled landscape you see right there, well, we're right here. 8th grade, they have that academic career plan that is signed, and it makes it more manageable for them through their high school career. At high school, we are using School Links, and we're using sequential courses. We're integrating the work-based learning CT experiences into the curriculum, and they have work-based learning placements for a lot of students. This year, as you heard Ms. Newsom say, we doubled. Well, we had 70 externships that went out this year and completed placements at various locations in our community. This is an overview, and you saw some of what Ms. Newsom presented. What we have here is, what this means is that we have sequential courses for each of those fields right there. From accounting to engineering, technology, finance, maintenance, installation, repair, network systems. We have a lot going on here in Prince Edward. And the sequential courses well, along with the certifications that our teachers provide, our CTE teachers, is making a huge difference. This is our current business partners right here. And I think last year we only had like 3 or 4, and now we have 12. One of the, you may have heard Mr. McCullen say about a restaurant person who's helping us out a lot. That is going to be North Street Press Club, and that's, I believe Carlos Holland is his name. And he is very motivated to get into our school system and help us out a lot. So our students next year will be at North Street Press Club and maybe Fish and Pig, but Carlos Holland has already signed up, and he's excited to receive our students. B&M Greenhouse, you see that up there. That was one of our students we saw tonight speak on that, and they're a new partner too. And we actually had one of our students get a job there, so they're already working. So this particular presentation was really on the animal systems pathway at Rustburg Middle School. And this picture I took, you can see the kids down there. They're actually socializing some puppies that were dropped off, and I took that picture maybe a week before I presented at Rustburg. And we have about 15 to 20 students in that, on that pathway. You can see the courses that we provide specific to that pathway on this slide, and you only need 2. And you can see that we have like 6 classes there for that one pathway. So when the kids go through this program, they're very much well prepared. We are, right now this year, we partner with Ridge Animal Hospital and Prince Edward Animal Control, which was a collaborative effort by Mr. Stanley, and he reached out to us and was able to establish that work-based learning placement, and they do work. They love our students. As Mr. What was his name? The automotive tech teacher? Weaver. I'm sorry, that escaped me. Mr. Weaver was explaining that they love our students, and they are really doing a lot of work and contributing to our community. Looking forward, we're looking to align more of our courses and sequential courses to the high demand, high wage careers. And they just now kind of released those specific careers. So we want to align our curriculum more to that, because we get more points for that if we do that. We want to monitor more, like how many hours are being spent at specific placements, and tracking those students as they graduate. How did the work-based learning placement here help them in post-secondary and also attaining jobs in that career? And to release provide an annual report to you guys and to the greater community of just the contributions our work-based learning program is making. Lastly, the anonymized table, which you guys have heard so much about, it's really used not just for CTE, but for our health science classes, our CTE, and our science courses. And that's one of the things we want to do, is to make that more exposed to all those disciplines next year, to where they are routinely coming in and having opportunities to engage with that. I believe this is an animation that might play. So you can see some of the 3D. Yeah, the table.
It really is.
Mr. Foster, may I
Yes,
say
ma'am.
something in the middle of your thing? Mr. Foster and Ms. Newsom and Ms., what was the other lady's name?
Ms. Kress.
Ms. Kress. Yeah, they presented at the Southern Region for Prince Edward. And I just wanted to thank you and publicly thank the other 2 ladies too for your hard work in doing that. And I was a short-term amount of time when I asked, and it happened. And I just wanted to thank you for doing that. You guys did a great job, and
Thank
it was well received. And I appreciate what you did there to show what's going on in Prince Edward.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that we are right there with them, because none of them had seen the machine, but I can't pronounce it.
It's an anonymized table.
Say it again.
Anonymized. And we're one of the only schools in this area that has this technology. So you can see some of the things that it's doing there. And this picture right here, the one on the left, it doesn't look. I mean, that's taller than me. So that it's a big table. Yeah, so, and this is the last, I think, animation I have for you. And that's showing out the heart beating with the EKG. The amount of things that they can do is just tremendous. I think we have the human, the dog, and a monkey. Believe it or not, yeah. So we have that right now installed on the table. So that gives you an overview. Okay. Any questions, you guys?
You said we had done 70 this year externships. How does that compare to last year? Do you, I mean, off the top of your head, do you know if that's an improvement?
Oh yeah, it's a tremendous improvement. But I don't know the number. I know when I speak to different counties and the IALR, which is the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research, and I tell them that we've had over 70 externships. They were like, I have people emailing me, how are you doing this? How are you organizing it? They want to know some of these best practices.
Well, thank you for your
wonderful.
It is. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
All right, now it's 13C. Ms. McClure, please take your registration.
Good evening, Ms. Carson, members of the board, and Dr. Cox. It's good to be with you this afternoon, or evening, I don't even know what time it is.
It is evening.
You could go to the next slide. So every year I come to you and talk to you about pre-K registration, but I attended a training when we were preparing for applications this year, and these are some of the statistics that they brought to us. And it's looking at the importance of school readiness. Because as you know, the Virginia Literacy Act, we have been talking a lot about literacy and preparing our children to make sure that they can read, especially by the 3rd grade. And so these are the statistics. Early childhood is the foundation. Quality early childhood education programs leverage rapid birth to 5 brain development, enabling children to maximize their potentials. So you can see the progression there for our babies at 3 months, and then the gaps in children. The vocabulary, they actually start to appear as early as 18 months old. By the time children are 3 and 4 years old, their vocabulary, attention, and general knowledge are predictors of how they will perform in 3rd and 4th grade. And then in 3rd grade, their reading ability is one of the best predictions of whether or not they will graduate high school. So that lays the foundation of how important our early childhood programs are for all of our children. Not only in Prince Edward County, and not only in the state of Virginia, but nationwide, how important it is for all of our kids. So if you can go to the next slide. This slide, of course, they just started with VALS testing this year, which rhymes with PALS testing, and so PALS is what they used to have, and so PALS is the data that they currently have to use. So if you look at the bottom of this screen, it's very hard to see on this slide, but you have it in your packet. This is where they were looking at PALS proficiency. And you can see the percentage of children that were, what quartile they were on for the children that entered kindergarten ready. They were ready in kindergarten. So when they took that PALS test in kindergarten, they scored up there high. Those are the indicators that show you where they were in 3rd grade. So this is the links in the data to how children are performing in 3rd grade reading. We can already tell when they enter kindergarten how they're going to perform. So this data speaks volumes. You can go to the next slide. This is how the Commonwealth envisions all Virginia children, that they will all have an opportunity to enter school ready. And here in Prince Edward, we are very blessed because we all work very collaboratively together. As far as the Andy Taylor Center, In Child Care, Head Start, I'm in constant conversation with all of our providers. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that every single child has a place to go. And then these are the reasons. You can go to the next slide. If you go to this website, you can do it on your own time, but if you go to this website, this is a new dashboard that is been put out by VDOE, and it is called the Early Childhood Quality Dashboard. So if you go here, you can see not only public schools, but you can also see in-home care, Head Start programs, and then if you click on the link and then you go to find an early childhood program, I kind of did some snapshots for you, and you go into Prince Edward, you will find Prince Edward Elementary, and then you will find the STEPS Head Start program. And then you can look at how the sites performed. Are they meeting expectations, exceeding expectations, or not meeting expectations? And we met expectations last year. We did not exceed expectations. I always want to be at the top. But there were very few school divisions that actually exceeded expectations. And how you have to do that is what they call class observations. Class observations are done through a company called Teachstone, and there are lots of domains. In order to be a class observer, you have to get the certification, you have to renew it every year. It is the hardest test I've ever taken in my whole life. Very few people pass it, and our teachers have to not only be observed once in the fall and once in the spring by our internal observers, but they are also observed by external observers for validity from VDOE. So our pre-K teachers are observed 4 times a year, twice in the fall and twice in the spring, and then they compare those scores. So they look at how we are observing them internally, then they compare them to the external scores, and if they're off, because you can score from a 1 to a 7. So let's say I gave them a 6, and then DOE came in and gave them a 2. Well, that's obviously not aligned, right? So then they would come in and do what they call a point replacement score. We haven't had any of those, but that's to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I was proud that we met expectations, because last year was the very first year that this went live. We did get piloted the first 2 years prior to it going live across the state. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. The next slide, I give this to you every year, but this just shows you the options that we have in Prince Edward County, because it is all about access to childcare and about choice for families and what works for each family, because each family is different. We go to the next slide. We did hold our pre-K registration on March the 21st, and it was a busy day. It was an exciting day, but it was a busy day. It was an exciting, busy day. We have 6 classrooms, and we try to do a maximum of 18 slots per classroom. So that gives us 108 slots. As of today, I have 93 applications. So I do not have hardly any wiggle. When I say we, Prince Edward, doesn't have a whole lot of wiggle room, because I'm getting applications daily. And you may say, well, how are our children eligible and how do they get into the program? It's done by our rubric system, and we look at what are the state requirements, what's the state looking for. The first thing the state's looking for is, are they a resident of Prince Edward County? The second thing they're looking for is they have to be 4 years old by September 30th of 2025. And then the third thing that they're looking at is economic and educational risk factors. So economic factors would be low-income households. We look at poverty level below 200%. Another, like a risk factor would be if a parent dropped out of high school, because that's going to probably have something to do with that vocabulary that we just talked about. And then if the child already has an IEP or a 504 or has been recommended to be screened, so we also get ahead of that. Other factors that come in are if they're homeless, if they have a parent that's incarcerated, if they live in a single parent family, if they're being raised by someone other than their parents, like grandparents or other family members or friends, if they're ELL students, if they're in foster care, if they've had abuse, trauma, we look at all of those factors. So it's all on a rubric, it's all on a point scale. I score them all, and then I have my assistant help me Then it's literally, how do they fall in the rubric system, and then that's how they're selected. So it's not on a first come, first served basis. We are always taking applications. I take them all year round, and so far this year we've only had 2 on the wait list. So please encourage anybody that is like, oh, I missed the registration date. Not a problem. Give us a call. I help people on the phone every day. It's not a problem. Give me a call. I'll be happy to help. Any questions? Dr. Corbett.
Alternatives to pre-K for those who aren't, are there any? If they want some type of pre-K in there, there's no, in there, didn't accept it.
Yes, so we have an MOU with Head Start,
Okay.
and actually by law, Head Start has to fill their slots before we can fill ours.
Okay.
And Ms. Terry and I, we get together, we compare lists, she goes over who's found eligible for her, and I go over mine before either of us tell anyone who has been accepted.
Okay.
So we try very hard.
Head Start and pre-K.
Yes. Our goal is that no one is on a wait
Then
list.
there's Andy Taylor too, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Head Start, and we're the ones that have that eligibility criteria from the state and federal government.
Comment.
Mr. Tackett?
I just want to commend the early childhood program that we have, because firsthand I've been able to witness my grandson that's now in kindergarten, so seeing him go through pre-K, kindergarten, he's excited about going to school. So the early childhood programs that we have are working. The teachers and the staff, we know that they're in those 4 walls making a difference, showing the kids that they care. And my granddaughter, of course, she got to come to the pre-K early registration, so she was excited and was welcomed with open arms, and came back and was excited to explain everything that happened. So, so she's looking forward to this fall starting. So I just wanted to commend the program.
Thank you. And I did fail to mention that we had the Lions Club here that day. They gave all the children that came through vision screenings. We had the the Children's Book Festival. They were here. They were giving out books. We signed every family up for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Miss Amos was there giving out stuff on attendance. It was the best day. I was ready to fall out, but it was the best day.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're at the 14 calendar.
No.
Summer school.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did it again.
I mean, I'll be quick, but I won't be quite that quick.
Thank you. Apologize.
It's okay. Madam Chair, members of the school board, Dr. Cox, I have just 2 very brief presentations. The first one, it is the time of the year that we talk about summer school, believe it or not. So I'm going to very briefly tell you about our proposed summer school plans. The purpose this summer, we are really going to be looking at summer learning for catching students up this year. So it's going to be very targeted academic growth. Sorry. That's okay. I didn't mean to look at you like that. You moved my slide. And it's going to be for literacy and math for students who would benefit from an additional instruction to reinforce their skills. So students in kindergarten through grade 8, they're going to be selected, and it's students who have had difficulty throughout the year. And for the high school, we're going to continue our course recovery and verify credits. And you also heard a little bit about how we're going to do that when we were hoping for approval with Virtual Virginia. That's going to help for some of that. The schedule's June 9th through the 26th, Monday through Thursday, with the exception of June 19th, which is closed for a holiday. The hours will be 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and then teachers' work hours are listed there. We will have the location at the elementary school and the middle school. Elementary school and middle school will take place at the middle school. They will not be located at the elementary school at all, so that construction can continue uninterrupted. High school will take place at the CTE building. Breakfast and lunch will be served, and we will provide transportation. And then we are inviting students on an as-needed basis. We've already started inviting students, and they have received letters, and we are getting applications back. The students, again, are being identified based on achievements, attendance rate, grades and/or lack of credit attainment for their graduation requirements. During the program, we will give pre and post assessments based on content. Last year we did more project-based, which was really great for the students, but we really want to make sure we are really honing in on that time that we have with them and trying to build those skills. They will still do projects and really work with the kids, but we really need to look at our pre and post assessments and make sure that we are growing our students during that time. That is the main purpose. We want them to have fun as well, but the main purpose is that we see academic growth during that time. And the content is going to be driven by benchmarks and standards of learning data. And I know that was quick, but any questions about summer school? Okay. And so the next thing I am here to share with you is going to be an update on a VDOE visit for the middle school. You know, our middle school is a CSI school. So the update I'm going to provide you is going to be just a brief overview. When the VDOE came out, they came out on March 11th. And when they came out, they did a review of the school in two ways. They reviewed the CSI plan that was turned in, the CSS plan that was turned in, but they also did walks with a division team and they gave us feedback on that. So I just want to briefly tell you what they said. The first thing was on the CSSP plan review. We actually got a lot of positive response on the plan. It was commended for alignment and stakeholder input, clear identification of the barriers, well-developed goals, and focus on academic achievement, climate and organizational learning, and staffing supports. They felt that what we had was attainable, measurable, and they could clearly see what we were looking at, and they understood the metrics that we had listed. They could clearly see the evidence-based intervention strategies that we were using, and that it did align with the student needs, because you turn in a needs assessment when we do this. And an example was explicit instruction. So they discussed how they could clearly see that, and then when they walked through, that's what they were clearly looking for. That it was a well-defined progress monitoring process in there, and then professional learning. They commended us on the professional learning that was listed. What they wanted us to work on was just making sure, we're a small division, but they still wanted us to make sure you spread the work. So they felt like a lot of the same people were being responsible for the job, so that we find ways to spread some of the responsibility within the plan. And then that's something that we can look at doing. So for the visit, when they came on March 11th, we had a team of 3 individuals from Office of School Quality that came and walked with our school team. And the visit concluded that the middle school is currently in the implementation phase of the school improvement plan, which the VDOE team said that's exactly where we needed to be. After the visit, I said, you know, what would be an A+? I want an A+. And they said, this is where you need to be right now. This is where we expect you to be. This is where we want you to be. They said they were very pleased with what they saw. They were very pleased with where we are. The biggest thing they commended us for was the use of our high quality instructional materials. They saw it used in every single classroom. They looked at for English and for math that they were using the new standards appropriately. They said the only thing that they would like us to work on is just building the teachers' capacity in their meetings by having them really understand the strategies that we're using, which we are working through our meetings with that. And then using more formative assessments and feedback, and then just making sure we continue to use the coaching from TNTP and CTLG to strengthen our implementation and monitor. But overall, they were very pleased. They commented on our students many times. They stated what wonderful students we have, and that they really enjoyed our environment and just experience that they had walking through the school. And they will meet with us again in, I believe they said June, and we will have a final review at that time, and we'll then have hopefully some SOL scores to share with them. Any questions?
Great. Thank you, Ms. Barrett.
Okay.
We're on 14 with the calendar is there. Dr. Cox, did you want to point out anything?
I'll give you some highlights, how about that?
That's good.
So May 7th is next school board meeting. May 17th, high school graduations, that's 10 o'clock a.m., that's a Saturday, in the middle school gymnasium. 4th grade stepping up ceremony is 9 o'clock a.m. on May 21st. 8th grade stepping up ceremony, May 23rd. Both of those are in the middle school gymnasium. I don't know, maybe the best one is the last day of school. Early dismissal for students. Okay, so, and there are others on there. And then, if I could just, so you have correspondence
Sure,
in there.
go ahead.
But if I just wanted to skip ahead to my superintendent's report,
Okay.
and I can keep it to one item if that's okay.
Keep it to how many you want. Go ahead.
That's okay. So I did want to point out to the board, and I shared this with SAO, and I think the principals, the letter that we sent out about the U.S. Department of Education.
Yes.
And so I will not read the whole letter, but just suffice it to say that we are monitoring it. I went to a Region 8 superintendent's meeting today, and that was one of the huge topics of discussion about where we think that's going to go. I don't know that anybody really does. So I think it was kind of a letter to just let people know we're aware of it, that we're monitoring it, and that if anything changes, we will let them know right away. That's really all I had. We talked in the budget. We did the tours today of the perhaps the proposed fence in back of the elementary school, and it is very stark, I think, when you see 460 buzzing by, and, you know, so hopefully that's something we can take care of. And also the high school auditorium, so thought we made some really good progress on that. Appreciate the opportunity to move ahead on that conceptually. That's all I have.
Okay. All right, board member comments? Anything? Yes,
Well, I'm just gonna be quick. I don't know if everybody knows, but the high school theater department next week, I believe it's the 24th, 25th, I got the dates right. Their musical is next week. And I hope we can, you know, if you can go, it's at, I think, 6 or 7 o'clock at night, I believe, I'm not sure. Am I right, 6:30? I don't know. It's online, or call up here, but hopefully we can all go.
6:30.
6:30, and support them, because I just think it's wonderful having a musical. I was in them in high school and they were fun. So,
What is the musical?
what is it? It's called,
Wonderful.
It's Wonderful?
Wonderful.
That's the name of it, Wonderful.
More like
Anyway, it'll be fun.
Alice in Wonderland.
All right, that's all.
Alice in Wonderland.
That's all.
$10 tour.
Any other board members? Mr. Townsend?
Not yet, maybe one day.
Okay, who's coming?
So next week, April 23rd, Barbara John's Day, just want to take a moment to commemorate that. State holiday, but not the type to get out of school for, but I find it fitting that Barbara John's Day, you'll be in school a day on and a day off. So hopefully a day of reflection and commemoration for folks there next Thursday. And we hoped, and the reason that there's not a big program happening, we hope that the statue was going to be done by then, but it is not yet done, and so we'll do something different. But hopefully later this fall, the statue will go up in Statuary Hall in Washington, D.C. I am growing to love our April meetings because we get all the goodies, but I think it's also just highlighted the previous point, and I appreciate Dr. Cox for looking into this already, but it's a new location. I just hope we can keep exploring a new location, a larger location, so we don't feel claustrophobic when we have to honor, well, not have to, but when we choose to honor groups of students especially. Want this to be an opening and welcoming environment for everyone. Just want to show some kudos to the Prince Edward County Elementary team. I think I said in jest earlier, I'm counting down the traffic pattern, but sincere kudos, because the pattern has had to change 3 or 4 times, and that's not easy. And I know sometimes us parents be grumbling a bit, but I just appreciate your patience and sticking with us and adapting so quickly on the fly to those changes. And I'm doing my best in the line to kind of 12 things as well when I'm in the line. And then lastly, this will be the last meeting, I think before, when do SOL tests start? I know it's kind of different, but like early May, late April.
Next week.
Next week. Never mind. Well, I guess technically late April. Well, I just want to say good luck. This will be the last time publicly we'll have to wish folks luck on those SOL tests. They are important, but no, they do not define your worth as people, and we have remediation and you can retake. But you don't have to worry about it because everybody's going to pass the first time. But best of luck to you all. Study hard, but don't study too much because you can overstudy, despite what some of you say. So appreciate that.
I'll just like to piggyback a couple of things that Dana mentioned. One about he had mentioned at the February board meeting about a change of location just for Dr. Cox, just in the future, see what options they are for us to meet, because like tonight's a good example. We had everyone having to wait in the hall and just kind of funnel in and funnel them back out and not really be able to get pictures the way they should be taken. So I beat that, I won't say to pieces as well, but I think it needs to happen sooner than later. But again, collectively as a board, that's something we have to, and I'll vote on as far as the change of venue, but it's what needs to be, because it's a big mess for our kids and staff and families that come to celebrate, and that's what it's all about. And then two, about the elementary school, our staff, multiple times that I've gone to pick up the grandchild and to see daily that just that making sure the change from whoever is happening properly, so the safety and security of our kids is at the top of utmost importance to our staff. So very appreciative of the elementary school staff.
I would like to say kudos to all of our recipients of certificates today. Especially those with longevity in their work and those that are trying to get there every day. 40 years, and oh, that's a long time. But congratulations to our recipients. And CTE, you keep surprising me. And Mr. Foster, if you are mobilizing, continue to do your best work, because this month especially is workforce development, recognition it involved, and I was especially pleased to know that our special needs students' needs are being met. So whatever you all are doing with CTE and our special population, continue the good work.
And I was able to make it over to the high school today.
Yeah.
And over to the career building as well. And I was really impressed with that, with the CTE building and how it looks like I was able to play with Alamage, and that is, it's remarkable. It's quite remarkable to really see a real human cadaver in our school, and to be able to really go through that. But I'm impressed, and I believe that things are looking up. So I'd like to, we have to thrive and keep moving forward as much as we can. Okay.
I just want to say thank you to the people who came to the Southern Region Forum. If you couldn't come, I understood, but thank you for coming out.
And I saw Dr. Foster's there, so that's why I had to take a little break. It was good. Thank you.
Yeah, and Ms. Garrett was there too.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mr. Tack, Mr.
I'd just like to echo a couple of things. I was pretty impressed tonight as well, even though I was a few minutes late, with the CTE program, with the program that's being offered to the special education teachers at Longwood University, with the reaching out to the community, all of the businesses that are coming on board with Prince Edward County Schools. I was just really impressed with the direction that the schools are headed toward right now. And I just have a good feeling about what's going on, and I'm very optimistic of the days ahead.
I did want to add one more thing. The high school itself, though, I think we should look at some of the structure, some of the building in the future. That's just something that we just need to, it's good that we're looking at the auditorium, we're moving and going to start working with that. But just the appearance of the building itself, we just have to, we really need to, I think it requires some changes.
100%.
Needs a facelift.
Next big project.
Yeah.
Renovation, major renovation.
Right.
We have one item we need to vote on from this closed session. I need a motion for that one.
I move that we adopt the personnel budget, right?
Yeah.
As presented by not budget, but
Personnel
program
list.
list packet as presented by Dr. Cox.
Second.
Okay, all right. All in favor?
And we gotta approve the religious exemption too.
And that's standing. And the other one would be the religious exemption. I need a
I
motion.
make a motion, we approve the religious exemption as presented.
Seconded, all right. All in favor? Okay,
That's it, isn't it?
that's all I have.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All in favor? And don't forget to take your beautiful gifts. If you don't want to, leave them here, I'll take them. Oh, board members.
Hey, board member.
Board members. Don't forget to bring your stuff from the superintendent's search. And drop it off here. And we'll take care of it.